Hello students, today we'll start with a new chapter from your organic chemistry, that is hydrocarbon. So which is very one of the important chapter from organic chemistry and very easy to understand, and it is just like a basic even for the second year concepts also. And some of the questions will arise in CET, even JE, even in case of your NEET examination, right? So if you look at the word hydrocarbon, you can generally divide this word hydrocarbon into two parts. One is hydrogen part, another one is carbon part. So therefore, generally this hydrocarbon can be defined as the compounds of hydrogen and carbon only. So any of the compounds which are generally made up of hydrogen as well as carbon, they are regarded as the hydrocarbons. So therefore, I have given the first statement, that is compounds of hydrogen and carbon only are generally called as hydrocarbon. So generally hydrocarbons are used as a source of energy in the form of LPG, that you already know, liquid petroleum gas, and CNG, that is compressed natural gas, right? So you are already familiar with the LPG and CNG. So in case of LPG as well as CNG, the most of the component is generally made up of hydrocarbons, right? And hydrocarbons are also used in the manufacture of polymers like polyethylene, that is plastic, similarly polypropenes and polystyrene, right? So the another important use of hydrocarbons is it is also used in the manufacture or in the preparation of polymers. So further we'll see what are polymers. So polymers like polyethylene, right? So whatever you call it as a plastic bag or a carry bag, that is called as polyethylene, and polypropenes as well as polystyrenes. So those can be prepared by using this hydrocarbon. And higher hydrocarbons are also used as solvents in paint. So different types of colors and different kinds of paints, generally we'll call it as dyes. So in that we also use the hydrocarbon during the preparation of paints. So it is used in the form of solvent. And the last important use of hydrocarbon is they are also used in the manufacture of drugs. So drugs means the chemical substances, or which we call it as medicines, in the most of the tablets as well as syrups. So these hydrocarbons also used in the manufacture of drugs, right? So these are the some of the general uses of or day-to-day uses of the hydrocarbon, right? So already we know that hydrocarbon is nothing but the compounds of hydrogen and carbon only are generally called as hydrocarbons, and it is used in the preparation or in the manufacture of, or it is used as a source in case of LPG, that is liquid petroleum gas, and CNG, that is compressed natural gas. And hydrocarbons also used in the manufacture of polymers like polyethylene, polypropylene and polystyrene. And higher hydrocarbons, as we go, the number of carbon chain increases, we will call it as higher hydrocarbons. So these hydrocarbons are used as solvents for the preparation of paints, dyes or colors, right? And they're also used in the manufacture of drugs. Drugs are nothing but the chemical substances which are generally called as medicines, or you may call it as syrups or tablets, right? So further, the next part of the hydrocarbons is the classifications of hydrocarbons. So how we can classify them, right? So depending upon the type of carbon-carbon bond, observe here, depending upon the type of carbon-carbon bond present, they are classified into three types. Mainly, the classification of hydrocarbons can be done in three ways. One is called as a saturated hydrocarbon, second one is called as unsaturated hydrocarbon, and third one is called as aromatic hydrocarbon, right? So the main classification is saturated, unsaturated and aromatic, right? So understand the word, in case of saturated, whenever the carbon-carbon single bond is present, or the single bond is present between the two carbon atoms, then this is called as a saturated carbon atom, right? So, or you can call it as saturated hydrocarbons. And in case of unsaturated, what happens? So generally the carbon carbon double bond may be present, or the carbon carbon triple bond may be present. So these type of molecules or compounds are generally called as unsaturated hydrocarbon. And third one is aromatic. So these are the special type of cyclic compounds, right? So further we'll see what are aromatic. First we'll go with the saturated and unsaturated, right? So generally we know that hydrocarbons, we'll do a bit of rough work here. So in case of hydrocarbons, so the hydrocarbons are generally made up of carbon and hydrogen. The molecules or the compounds which are generally prepared with the help of hydrogen and carbon are classified into hydrocarbons, and generally we know some of the uses. They are used in the LPG, CNG, polymers, and even in case of paints as well as medicines, right? And the main classification, right? So if you go for the classification of hydrocarbon, they are classified into three types. So in that, first one is called as saturated hydrocarbons, and second one is called as unsaturated, right? And third one is called as aromatic. The third main classifier is called as aromatic, right? So in case of saturated, what happens whenever there is an carbon-carbon single bond, right? So if the carbon is bonded with another carbon with a single bond, so this is a single bond, right? So these type of compounds are generally called as saturated. So if you take carbon-carbon double bond, right? So or if you take the carbon-carbon triple bond, right? So this is regarded as unsaturated, right? So this is called as unsaturated. This is also called as unsaturated, right? So therefore, whenever there is an carbon-carbon single bond or a single bond present between the carbon and carbon atom, so that is termed as the saturated hydrocarbon. And whenever there is a presence of carbon-carbon double bond or carbon-carbon triple bond, or which is generally called as more than one bond between the two carbon atoms, that is regarded as the unsaturated carbon. And in case of aromatic, so these are the special type of hydrocarbons, so which are in the form of cyclic or in the form of ring structure. Further we'll see how it is in the form of cyclic or how it is in the form of ring. Just to understand, saturated means carbon-carbon is a single bond, unsaturated means carbon-carbon double bond, or it may be carbon-carbon triple bond. And in case of aromatic, these are the special kind of hydrocarbons which are having the cyclic or the ring structure. So further coming to the next part of this hydrocarbon after the classification, so we will call it as alkanes, right? The first part is alkanes. So alkanes are the saturated open chain hydrocarbon containing carbon-carbon single bond. Observe here. So these are saturated open chain, which means there is no any cyclic form or a ring form. It is just an continuous linear chain, or you can call it as an open chain of hydrocarbon containing carbon-carbon single bond. So this is generally called as alkanes, right? So alkanes are the saturated. Saturated means carbon-carbon single bond, right? So which are in the form of open chain and containing carbon-carbon single bond are generally called as alkanes. And the best example for alkane, or the simplest example for alkane, is methane, which means the carbon has a valency of 4. Already we have studied in case of organic compounds the tetravalency of carbon, which means carbon is bonded with 4 hydrogen, which means carbon can mix maximum 4 bonds. So therefore, in case of methane, here the carbon is bonded with 4 atoms of hydrogen, and this is called as alkanes. This is called as alkanes. And there is one simple reaction here. Observe here. So in case of methane, by replacing any of the hydrogen by CH3, we can convert that into ethane. We can convert that into ethane, right? So these hydrocarbons are inert under normal condition. These are inert under normal condition. Inert means they cannot react with any of the molecule. Inert means they cannot react with any of the molecules, like acids and bases. You may take acids also, you may take bases also. It will not react in a normal condition. Hence, there is another name for this alkanes. We will call it as paraffins. The another name of alkanes is paraffins. So this paraffin is the word which is derived from the Latin word, so in which the param means little and affin means affinity, which means it has very less interest to attract or react with the acids or bases only at the normal condition. Only at the normal condition. These kind of molecules are generally called as alkanes. I will explain here once again. So if you go for the alkanes, right? So in case of alkanes, so these are saturated hydrocarbons because these are having the carbon-carbon single bond. So it may be any kind of a carbon-carbon single bond. It is generally, we will call it as open chain. The open chain compound which is saturated because it is having the carbon-carbon single bond. If you go on continuously observe the carbon atom which are in the straight chain, right? So in all the cases it is bonded with the hydrogen atom. So here all the cases it is bonded with the hydrogen atom, which means each of the carbon atom. So observe here, each of the carbon atom is bonded with hydrogen, and terminal will be always CH3. If you observe this, so this is the terminal because it is the last carbon atom from this side, and this is also last carbon atom from this side. So this is also terminal. So terminal will be always CH3. Terminal will be always CH3. And so in case of a simplest alkane, if you go for the simplest alkane, that is CH4 because carbon is bonded with 4 hydrogen. Right? So here in case of this simplest alkane, that is CH4, I can replace one hydrogen and I can fix CH3 molecule to this. I can replace one hydrogen and I can fix CH3 molecule for this, and the product becomes carbon bonded with hydrogen, 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 and it is further bonded with CS3. CS means carbon further bonded with 3 moles of hydrogen. It is carbon further bonded with 3 moles of hydrogen. Observe here. So that is hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. Right? So like this, we can go on adding the CS3 molecule just by replacing one of the hydrogen atom. If you continuously go on adding CS3 by the replacement of one hydrogen atom, so there will be an increase in the length of the carbon chain like this. So initially it has only one carbon atom, here it becomes 2 carbon atom, right? So this is the first one, this is the second one. I can replace this hydrogen also, and again I can fix CS3 for this. Then what happens? The structure becomes carbon, carbon, carbon. So one side it is bonded with 3 hydrogen atoms, and second carbon is 2 hydrogen, third carbon is 3 hydrogen. Like this, we can increase the length of carbon atom. Here you can observe 1, 2, and 3. So here it is 3 carbon atom, which means by replacing one of the hydrogen atom by CS3 atom, by replacing one of the hydrogen atom by CS3 atom, we can increase the length of carbon chain. We can increase the length of the carbon chain, right? So like this. So by replacing one of the hydrogen by CS3 group, we can increase the length of the carbon chain, right? So therefore here we have observed, so in the simplest form of alkane, that is called as methane. Observe here, alkane is generally A and E. Here it is A and E. This methane, by replacing any of the hydrogen atom, you can replace this and you can fix CS3. You can replace this, anything, right? So here by replacement of the CS3 molecule, the replacement of the hydrogen atom, so we can fix this CS3 molecule. Here in the product obtained, you can observe here, there is a formation of ethane. Methane is converted into ethane by replacement of one of the hydrogen atom. And these hydrocarbons are inert under normal condition, right? So which means there is another name for alkanes which are generally called as paraffins, right? So generally called as paraffins. So this paraffin is used from the Latin word, right? So which means here, so param means little and affin means affinity, which means it does not have any greater tendency to react with acid or either with the bases. So therefore these are generally called as paraffins. So further, if you go with the general formula of alkanes, so alkanes are having the general formula of, in case of alkanes, so the molecules which can satisfy the formula of CnH2n plus 2, right? So any molecule which can satisfy the formula of CnH2n plus 2. So observe this is very. So here in case of alkanes, the general formula for the alkanes is CnH2n plus 2, right? So if you observe, the carbon are in the form of n number and hydrogen. The alkanes are generally having the molecular formula or general formula of CnH2n plus 2, which means the carbon are in the form of n numbers and the hydrogen are in the form of 2n plus 2. So if you observe here, if I take n value is equal to 1, so if I fix n value is equal to 1, then what happens? It becomes, so C into 1 and H 2 into 1 plus 2. That is nothing but that will CH 2 plus 2 is 4. That is CH4. So this is called as alkane. So if take n is equal to 2. So in n is equal to 2, what happens? That is C2 and H 2 into 2 plus 2. So that is equal to C2. So here 2 2s are 4. Plus 2, 6, that is C2H6. So you can write the structure of C2H6. It is ethane, there is carbon-carbon, single bond, and there are 6 hydrogen atoms for this, right? So this also satisfies the formula. So therefore this is also belongs to the alkanes like this. So any molecules which is in the form of CnH2n plus 2, which in the form of CnH2n plus 2, and this is generally called as alkanes. So these molecules are considered as the alkanes. So therefore remember, they may ask for 1 mark, write the general formula for alkanes, that is CnH2n plus 2. And further, if we go for the that is isomers and nomenclature that you have already learned in the previous chapter, that is organic chemistry, and further if you go for the nomenclature and isomerism, so observe here, so the carbon is bonded with there are 4 carbon atom and which is bonded with the 10 hydrogen atom, the molecule of C4H10. So it resembles the alkanes because it satisfies the formula CnH2n plus 2. So here in this case what happens, 1 2 3 4 carbon atoms are there, total 10 hydrogen atoms are there. Similarly I can write this structure in the form of this. There are 4 carbon atoms. So here if you observe 1 2 3 4, and if you count the number of hydrogen atoms, they are 10. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10, right? So therefore there are more than one structure for the same molecule. If you observe this molecule, there are more than one structure. This is one structure, so this is another structure. So here if you observe, we'll call it as butane because the 4 carbon atom are in the straight chain, and this is called as 2-methyl propane. In this example we'll call it as 2-methyl propane, right? So because here the longest chain is the 3 carbon chain, here the longest chain is 4 carbon chain. Since there is a 4 carbon chain, it is the longest chain, we'll call it as butane, and here it is 3 carbon chain, and for the second carbon chain there is attachment of CS3 group, so therefore we can call it as 2-methyl propane. At the second carbon atom there is attachment of methyl group, so we can call it as 2-methyl propane. Similarly, if we take the example of C5H12, I can write the C5H12 in the form of 3 different structures. One is pentane, another one is 2-methyl butane, and third one is 2,2-dimethyl propane. Observe here, so the total number of carbon atoms are 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and total number of hydrogen are 12. So above 5, below 5, 10. So left one, right one, the total number of hydrogen are 12. Here also if you observe, so the total number of carbon atoms are 1 2 3 4, and there is a branching at the second position, 4th, that is 5th carbon atom, and if you count the number of hydrogen atom, these hydrogens are 12 in number. So therefore this is named as 2-methyl butane because, so you can number here, so this carbon atom is the first carbon atom, so this is the second carbon atom, third carbon atom, and fourth carbon atom. At the second carbon atom there is an attachment of this CH3, this molecule, there is an attachment of this molecule, so therefore we can call it as 2-methyl because at the second position there is an attachment of methyl group, we can call it as 2-methyl butane. Or I can write this form, which means I can convert this form into this form, right? So I can convert this form into this form, right? So further I can convert this form into this form, like this, right? So therefore I can write more than one structure for the compound or for the molecule. So therefore any compounds having same molecular formula, if you observe here, any compounds having same molecular formula but differ in their structure. If the molecular formula is same but there is a different structure, these are called as structural isomers. These are generally called as structural isomers. Here if you observe, so the molecular formula is same but there is a difference in the structure. In this case all the 4 carbon atoms are in the straight chain, and but in case of this 3 carbon atom are in straight chain and 1 carbon is at the branching. So in case of C5H12, here if you observe, the 5 carbon atoms are in the straight chain, but in this 2-methyl butane there are 4 carbon atoms in the straight chain and the second carbon is branching, right? So therefore here if you observe, 3 carbon atoms are in straight chain, and for the second carbon atom there is 2 types of branching, one is above and another one is below. So therefore it is called as 2,2-dimethyl propane. But when you conclude these structures, all are having the 5 carbon atoms, only 12 hydrogen atoms. So therefore the compounds having same molecular formula but differ in their structure. If the structure is different, so these are called as structural isomers. Or the compounds having same molecular formula, if the molecular formula is same but the difference in the chain of carbon atom, the difference in the chain of carbon atom, it is also called as chain isomerism. This can be asked for 2 marks. Define structural isomers and give example. Define chain isomers and give example, right? So observe the word here. In case of structural isomer, the compounds having same molecular formula, right? So molecular formula is same and only changes structure. The structure is different. So observe here, the structures are different. And similarly, compounds having same molecular formula but differ in the carbon atom, that is chain of carbon atom. We'll generally call it as chain of carbon atom. So therefore these kind of isomers are called as chain isomers. So be careful with the question, it may arise in the annual examination. So generally based upon the number of carbon atom attached to the carbon, further they can classify into, after the nomenclature as well as the isomerization, so we can classify the carbon atoms. So based on the number of carbon atoms attached to the any of the carbon atoms. So therefore they are termed as primary, they are called as secondary, they are called as tertiary, and they are called as quaternary. If I replace, so generally we'll call it as a, so if you take a methane molecule, that is CH4, so carbon bonded with hydrogen, 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 and hydrogen. So if I replace, so this one hydrogen atom, and it is converted into hydrogen, hydrogen, and hydrogen. So I can fix here X, any of the molecule. So this is called as a primary. This carbon atom is called as primary, right? So if I replace 2, so out of this, if I replace this hydrogen also, and if I fix another X, so if it is in the form of like this, XX, hydrogen and hydrogen, so there are 2 substituent. We will call it as a second degree, or you can call it as secondary, right? So if I remove 3 hydrogen atoms, right? So there are 3 halogen atoms and 1 is hydrogen only present. So there are 3 different groups. So this carbon is called as a tertiary, that is third degree. Right? So if I replace all carbon atoms, all hydrogen atoms from the carbon, X, 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 or you can take any R. So this is called as a fourth degree, right? So, or you can call it as quaternary, right? So based on the number of hydrogen atoms removed or replaced, if you replace 1, we'll call it as first degree or primary. First degree or primary. So if you remove 2 hydrogen atoms, so if you observe the 2 hydrogen atoms are replaced, we'll call it as secondary or second degree. So if you remove 3 hydrogen atoms, we'll call it as tertiary. So if you remove all the hydrogen atoms from the carbon atom, so if you substitute another group, we'll call it as fourth degree, or you can call it as quaternary. So therefore, based upon the number of carbon atoms attached to the carbon atom, which means you can replace hydrogen with the carbon atom, so then we can call it as primary, secondary, tertiary, as well as quaternary. So further, if you go for the preparation of alkanes, so in the preparation of alkanes, what happens? So there are different methods for the preparation of alkanes. Alkanes are generally called as saturated hydrocarbons. We know that carbon-carbon single bonded molecules. So there are various methods for the preparation of alkanes. In that, first method is from unsaturated hydrocarbons. So by taking the examples of unsaturated hydrocarbons, so with the help of those unsaturated hydrocarbons, we can prepare the alkanes, which means, so unsaturated, we already know that unsaturated means the carbon-carbon which is having the double bond or a triple bond. By taking the molecules of double bond or triple bonded compounds, so we can convert that double bond into single bond. Then what happens? It will convert into saturated hydrocarbon. So therefore, so there is one example here. So the dry hydrogen gas is added to the alkenes. Observe here. So the word alkenes as well as alkynes. So alkenes are double bonded, alkynes are triple bonded, right? So by taking the examples from alkenes as well as alkynes, so in the presence of finely divided catalyst, using a catalyst like platinum or palladium or nickel, so they form into alkanes. So this process is called as a hydrogenation. Observe. So in case of hydrogenation means, if you divide this word hydrogenation, we will get 2 words. One is hydrogen, second one is addition. So therefore, for alkenes as well as alkynes, just by adding hydrogen, we can convert those unsaturated hydrocarbons into saturated hydrocarbons. Saturated hydrocarbons are nothing but alkanes. So here if you observe, so CH2, in between there is a double bond, because so this is an unsaturated hydrocarbon. So therefore, ethene can be converted into ethane. Observe, E and E can be converted to A and E, so that is alkane. So therefore, ethene can be converted into ethane. So in presence of hydrogen or in the addition of hydrogen, this addition of hydrogen itself is called as a hydrogenation. So in the presence of catalyst, you can use platinum, you can use palladium, or you can use nickel, any kind of catalyst. So just for the conversion of alkenes into alkanes, or you can convert alkynes into alkanes, which means here if you observe, it is a triple bonded CH3 C triple bond C, that is CH3. Further, it is bonded with hydrogen here. So if you observe here, there is a carbon-carbon triple bond. By the addition of 2 moles of hydrogen, you can convert that into single bond. There is CH3, CH2, CH3. So therefore, so double bonded compounds can be converted into single bond, or triple bonded can be converted into single bond, which means you can prepare alkanes with the help of alkenes also, or with the help of alkynes also. So therefore, this process is called as hydrogenation. This process is called as hydrogen. That is the first important process for the preparation of alkanes. And second important is from alkyl halides. Alkyl halide means the alkyl group bonded with the halogen atom. The alkyl group which is bonded with the halogen atom, we will call it as alkyl halide. On the reduction with zinc and dilute hydrochloric acid, if you mix this alkyl halide with zinc and dilute hydrochloric acid, so that gives alkenes. It gives the alkenes. Observe here. So in this case, CH3Cl plus H2, CH3Cl plus H2, which means this is chloromethane. Generally call it as alkane bonded with halogen atom. We will call it as chloromethane, that is CH3Cl. So in the addition of hydrogen, it is converted into methane. So if you observe, so one hydrogen is attached to this CH3 and it will convert into CH4, and one more hydrogen reacts with the Cl and it will convert into side product HCl. Don't bother about the side product. We are in the requirement of the main product, that is called as alkane. This CH4 is formed, which means generally the alkyl halides on the reaction with the hydrogen in presence of zinc as well as dilute hydrochloric acid, so we can convert that into alkenes. The best example is conversion of chloromethane into methane. And further, if we go for one more example, that is alkyl halides on treatment with the sodium metal. If we take the example of sodium metal, so in this sodium metal, so or in the dry ether solution, they will give the higher alkenes. Higher alkane means the chain of alkenes, we will call it as higher alkenes, and this reaction is called as Wolff's reaction. This is very important. So this can be asked for 1 mark. Define Wolff's reaction. Wolff's reaction means, so if you take any kind of alkyl halide, similarly here we have taken it as chloromethane, here we have taken it as bromomethane. So bromomethane, in case of sodium, the 2 moles of bromomethane we have taken. CH3Br is also same. BrCH3 is also same, right? So that is 2 moles of bromomethane in presence of sodium, right? So that is in presence of dry ether. So they can be converted into ethane. They can be generally converted, with, which means the bond between the CH3 group and CH3 group can be formed. Further, this sodium can react with this bromine and it convert into sodium bromide. It is generally converted into sodium bromide, right? So we'll see all the examples here. So we can convert. So in the preparation of, we'll go for the preparation of alkanes. So in case of preparation of alkanes, what happens? So the first reaction is with the help of unsaturated hydrocarbons. Here if you observe, I can convert so alkenes into alkanes. Remember this, alkenes can be converted into alkanes, which means carbon-carbon double bond can be converted into carbon-carbon single bond. That is the first reaction. Second one is alkynes can be converted into alkanes. Alkynes can be converted into alkanes, which means carbon-carbon triple bonded compound can be converted into carbon-carbon single bond. This is the first reaction that we have seen. So here if you observe, carbon-carbon double bonded molecule is converted into carbon-carbon single bonded molecule. In the second example, we have seen the carbon-carbon triple bonded molecule is converted into carbon-carbon single bond. So therefore, ethene can be converted into ethane. Similarly, propane can be converted into propane. Similarly, here in case of alkanes can be converted into alkanes, and alkynes can be converted into. So that is the first method. Second one is from alkyl halides. Alkyl halides. So alkyl halides means the alkanes which are bonded with plus halogen atom. The alkanes which can react with halogen atom are generally called as, so these molecules are generally called as alkyl halides. Alkyl halides are nothing but, if you divide this word, you will get 2 words. One is alkanes, another one is halogen atom. So therefore, the alkanes which are reacted with the halogen atom are generally called as alkyl halide. If you take the example of CH3 bonded with Cl, which means initially it will be CH4. So one hydrogen is replaced and there is attachment of Cl, and further there is a formation of 3 carbon atoms. So therefore, CH3Cl, we can call it as a chloromethane in presence of hydrogen. In presence of hydrogen and in presence of zinc as a catalyst, or in presence of acidic medium HCl, so it is converted into, observe here, so one hydrogen will react with this molecule and another hydrogen will react with Cl, because it is hydrogen bonded with hydrogen, right? So one hydrogen will mix with CH3, another hydrogen will mix with Cl. So therefore one hydrogen which mix with CH3 will convert into CH4, right? So further one hydrogen, second hydrogen which reacts with the Cl will convert into HCl. So therefore we can convert this chloromethane into methane. So therefore we have converted the alkyl halide. We have converted the alkyl halide into alkanes. So like this we can prepare the alkanes. So one more example we have seen. So that is Woods reaction. This is very important. This can be asked for the annual examination. That is Woods reaction. So in case of Woods reaction, what happens? So whenever the alkyl halide, the same alkyl halide, if you take CH3Cl, I will replace the Cl and I can take it as Br, CH3Br, right? So plus sodium atom, plus if you take one more mole of CH3Br, that is 2 moles, CH3Br 1 mole and CH3Br 2 moles, or you can take like this, 2 moles of CH3Br. This is also same. Directly I have multiplied with 2, that is 2 moles of CH3Br in presence of sodium, and the catalyst, the solvent uses dry ether. In presence of dry ether, what happens? So this CH3, observe here, this CH3 will bind with another molecule of CH3, because it consists of 2 moles. CH3 will bond with CH3. That is the main product which we obtain here. In this case, that is CH3 bonded with CH3. So remaining is this Br, the 2 times, or this Br and this Br. So the same product is obtained, CH3, CH3. So Br and Br are 2. So I can replace this, I can fix this with the 2 moles of Na, and it is converted into 2 NaPr. The side product obtained is 2 Na. Here also the 2 Br and Na, it will convert into 2 NaBr. This is a side product. So don't worry about the side product. The required main product is, that is alkane. Right. So here it also alkane. So therefore we can convert 2 moles of this alkyl halide. So in presence of sodium metal, that reaction is called as Woods reaction. We can convert the alkyl halides into alkanes. The alkyl halides can be converted into alkanes in presence of sodium. If you add this word sodium, so this reaction is generally called as Woods reaction. That reaction is generally called as Woods reaction, right? So these are the 2 important preparations of alkanes, right? So one is from the unsaturated hydrocarbon, second one is from the alkyl halide. So if you go for the third important reaction for the preparation of alkanes is from carboxylic acid. So carboxylic acids are nothing but the molecules which are having the functional group of COOH. So COOH is called as carboxylic group, and with the help of this carboxylic acid group, we can prepare the alkanes. So if you observe here, the sodium salts of carboxylic acid, observe the word sodium salts of carboxylic acid, on heating with soda lime. Soda lime is nothing but the mixture of sodium hydroxide and calcium oxide. They will generally give alkanes. They form alkanes, and the process of elimination of CO2, the process of elimination or removal of CO2 from carboxylic acid is called as decarboxylation. Generally with the help of decarboxylation reaction, we can prepare the alkanes. So observe here, the sodium salt of carboxylic acid means the sodium ethanoate. If you observe, sodium is bonded with the carboxylic group, that is CH3COOH. So CH3COOH, one hydrogen is replaced and one sodium atom is fixed here. So therefore that is CH3CO minus and Na plus in presence of sodium hydroxide as well as CaO, which is generally called as the mixture of sodium hydroxide and CaO is called as soda lime. In presence of soda lime, if you heat, you will get the alkane. The CH4 molecule is formed along with an side product, that is Na2CO3, which means the replacement of this carbon dioxide from the COOH group, right? So that is carboxylic acid. So if you take carboxylic acid, the molecules which are in the form of RCOOH are called as carboxylic acid. So of this carboxylic acid, if you remove carbon dioxide out, if you remove the carbon dioxide out of this carboxylic group, so this process is called as a decarboxylation. This process is called as decarbon. Therefore, this decarboxylation process is used for the preparation of alkanes. For the preparation of alkanes, the decarboxylation process is used. Understand the concept. So with the help of carboxylic acids also we can prepare alkanes, but the process involved in this preparation of alkanes from carboxylic acid is decarboxylation. Decarboxylation means the process of removal of carbon dioxide. Process of removal of carbon dioxide from the carboxylic acid. So therefore, if you take any kind of sodium salt means CS3COOH. So by replacing H, I can fix here Na. So therefore, it will become Na plus and CO minus. So in presence of NaOH as well in presence of CO, calcium oxide. So observe here, the mixture of NaOH and CaO, is generally called as soda lime. It is called as soda lime. So therefore, this further will convert into CH4. It is generally converted into CH4 by the liberation of Na2CO3. That is sodium carbonate is liberated as, but the main product is, that is alkane. Main product is alkane. So therefore, we can manufacture the alkanes even with the help of carboxylic acid, right? So we have seen three methods. First one is called as with the help of unsaturated hydrocarbons. So we can prepare the alkanes. Second one is by alkyl halides. We can prepare the alkanes. Third one is by carboxylic acid. Right. So there are three different methods for the preparation of alkanes. Right. So what we have learned today? So today we have learned that is the general information regarding with the hydrocarbons and some of the uses, classifications as well as alkanes. So the general structure, that is general molecular formula of alkanes, that is CnH2n plus 2, nomenclature as well as isomerism. Two types of nomenclature as two types of isomerism, that is sexual isomerism and chain isomerism. Structure means, so it consists of same molecular formula but different structure, and in case of chain isomerism, same molecular formula but different carbon chain. And further we have seen here in this case, so that is, if you observe here, so further it is classified into primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary, and along with that we have seen three different types of preparation of alkane. One is from unsaturated hydrocarbon, second one is from alkyl halide, so third one is from carboxylic acid, right? So we'll stop here and we'll continue in the next class. Please write down the notes carefully because this is very important for your annual examination. Thanks for joining. We'll continue in the next class.